welcome back to my channel. Today I am at the Staffordshire County Showground and I will show you around what's going on, and there's some shows on in the main arena which will be coming up later on, so please stay tuned for that. And just walking around all the old tractors and vehicles, and I'll just show you those. As you can see, there's quite a few tractors on display here. And down here we have some 4x4s, Land Rovers, and some motorbikes.
And that's taking place in the cutting and goat showing rings adjacent to the Margaret Everton Pavilion. Also at 10 o'clock we've got the rural craft demonstrations starting, including horror.
And then we have some motorbikes as well over here.
In the rural interest area. 10 o'clock is also when we can expect to see the falconry display. If you've never been to a falconry display, I do recommend it, because the birds of prey, the way that they fly and respond to the falconer is quite amazing, and you have to see in real life just how quick these birds are to appreciate them. They can swoop.
There's also some simulator rides and fairground rides as well.
Legendary, and the accuracy of them again is something to behold. So if you have a chance to go and see the falconry display, that will be starting at 10 o'clock in the Country Institute Arena, and that is at the Saturday of the County Showground. At 10:30, following on from the falconry, we've got the carriage.
I thought you at the end you just told it out and see what happens.
So there's loads to see and do here at the county show, and it's on for 2 days. So today and tomorrow. And we have some more machinery here as well.
If you're at that age between 10 and 28 and you're interested in young farmers, please go along. There are lots of people down there, volunteers. They'll be more than happy to speak with you and to tell you all about the benefits of membership. And their building is just down by the main road at the western end of the showground.
And this is the main arena here. And this is where the motorcycle show will be, and the horse riding show.
Just have a horse time here in the main arena in a few minutes' time. But it's your treatment package, wandering, lots and lots of concessions, food stands installed, and where you can get a cup of coffee all around the showground. And in particular, a number of stores in the food hall here. Food hall is bananas and full of it. Happy
racers, we've got the drum, British Cruiser with their wooden cheeses, Brussels pies, with their sweet savoury handmade pies from Milk Progress, Celtic Spirit, the Cheshire Pie.
And as you can see, there's lots of sheep in here. And in here we have got some cows.
This is start now, isn't it?
Yeah. And then we will clear it like every 60 days after that work, and then we've been cleared it. Joe's done it. She's on the boat, so she's out. But Eleanor's going to do it again. She's back in, so.
They said to me, hold you, get some scale. I don't join you not only grows up.
Such a waste of time, we always crash. Do you want them in the bin, or are you still drinking it?
FMX team, ready on
It's half a hell.
There's Joe and Hudson. Here goes Bell, slowly but surely. And faster, there she goes, there goes Bell. Here goes Leroy, long-coated German Shepherd. Oh, he's getting there. And there goes Helga. I'll swerve that one, I'll go that one. There you go, straight through. Here goes Banjo, the Great Dane. What are you doing? Leroy, what are you doing? Someone dropped some treats on the floor, I think. Well, once again, there goes Hudson. There goes Bell, the Golden Retriever. There goes Helga, the German Shepherd, followed closely by Leroy. And here comes Banjo, the Great Dane. And last but no means least, Hangman and Poppy. Here's Bobby, the Labrador. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get up to the final! Some of them have been farriers for 30 or more years. Charlie here. 35 years, Charlie. And at the end of their 4 years, they take a diploma exam. So all these guys are working towards taking their final exam. And this is a good skill test for them to work towards their final exam. So while this is going on the end spires here, you'll see nail making. So if anyone wants to have a go at forging, you can have a go at nail making on the end spires. Josh will give you a talk through, and everyone, if they're interested, they can make a nail and have a go at forging. As you see, Josh is just tutoring somebody right now to make a nail. So this is a new thing for us this year.
so the public can have a go, forge a nail. What year were you world champion? So you can see our judges here. We have Billy Crothers, 5 times world champion, so much like this competition in
I'm just having a walk around these massive tractors.
In the Country Pursuits Arena, we've had Dr. Slade this morning with Fairground and Falconry as well, and the Chief Show, and the DRC, we've got the very own with the Chief Dr. Slade, and of course fishing later on this afternoon, or early this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Later on this afternoon we've got Falconry, the Return of the Dr. Slade, the Chief Show, Chief Dr. Slade, Flight Down Centre, and the Thursday. The bandstand, that's just a stunt technique. They turn the building on the showground. Bandstand conference right across the afternoon with the Liverpool bandstand and the rubber ground there. In the Country Pursuits area and the arena is going on, as well as the arena being and there's one thing out. Lots more on our team. That's the fine. With the building, the showground. Also the executive showground, the national, the student machinery, the craft there as well, and the glass wall on the wall.
Again guys, there's plenty here to see and do today and tomorrow. Don't forget guys to please hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell for more uploads.
These were a little bit bigger than that. They were probably about 12 hands. There was a pair of beautifully matched 12-hand ponies. And when they took off, it was like being in a sports car. The acceleration was really, really amazing. So it really is surprising just how powerful these horses and ponies are. At least for the uninitiated, I should say. Anyone who's used to driving them will know exactly how powerful they are, of course. So, I have to say, they really are a wonderful sight, aren't they, going around this main arena here at the Staffordshire County Show. And just think, ladies and gentlemen, once upon a time, these were a very, very common sight. So going down a country lane, a rural, rural lane in England at any time 100 years ago, this would have been a very, very familiar sight, I'm sure. In the days before we had millions and millions of motor cars on the road. Hard to believe that 100 years ago, a motor car would have been a fairly rare sight on British roads. Just shows you how time has changed.
Don't get off. Get off.
I think you'll agree they look extremely elegant as they make their way around this arena. Interesting to see the different gaits as well. And those little Shetlands, look how rapidly their legs are moving relative to some of the bigger horses as well. Well, I think that makes an absolutely lovely sight. I really, really do. I think we're very lucky to have them here at Stafford, and I hope you're enjoying the spectacle of seeing these lovely horses and ponies going around with these beautifully preserved carriages as well. As I say, the judges for this competition, Mr. Nigel Fuller from Essex and Miss Hayley Reynolds from Cheshire. And of course we do extend very grateful thanks.
The large animal classes, the cattle, sheep and pigs, well represented here at the show. The dairy classes, we've got Holstein, dairy shorthorns, Jersey red and white classes, and the beef classes, the Hazelwood, Cumbernauld, British Fluid here as well, Highland Cattle, Dexters and red poles. In addition to those, there are various rare breed classes and young handler classes and calf classes as well. They're all taking place in the Bingley Hall. The sheep classes, we've got set classes for Festival and Charolais, as well as that Shropshire sheep, we've got Beltex and Border Leicester and Blue Texel, also Continental breed. That's for Hebridean sheep and Gators in Ireland, South Down, lots and lots of breeds, Ferry Hill also here, Portland and Longbourn breeds as well. In addition to that, Great Place Dartmoor, and some competitions for land, and three competitions here as well. All this takes place either inside or just outside And in Bingley Hall we've got the Rare Breed Survival Trust, and that's well worth it. If you're anywhere near the Bingley Hall, just have a look and go and see the Rare Breed Survival Trust. The exhibition, the stand is manned, a very interesting stand, but the Rare Breed Survival Trust, of course, it's maintaining rare breeds, those that are rare, those that are becoming rare, and those, in some cases, those that are almost extinct. The poultry
is greatly appreciated, and I have to say, well deserved as well. I think that was a wonderful competition, and every single one of them an absolute credit to their owners, and all the horses as well, and ponies, behaved in an exemplary fashion, which is fantastic. So there we go. Some lovely photographs, I'm sure, taken for posterity, and I think that's gone down very, very well actually, and it's really nice to see such a lovely selection of ponies, and looking very majestic, that one there, with that beautiful high trot going down the bottom end of the arena. So there we are. That's one very proud owner, and that's great, isn't it? You could watch that all afternoon, couldn't you? You could stand here all afternoon just watching them going around. They really do look delightful. So we're very, very lucky to have had that competition here. It does mean that we're running a little bit behind the schedule in the main arena, and we shall be welcoming very shortly the Bulldoglings motorcycle display team. But
here it's to me over here on the commentary box line, and it's great placements from everybody. So down to the end, collect a mug from the bin at the end. Here they come on the way back. Now watch the handovers on the line here. With the riders with the hand out ready, and great collections. It's the two Staffordshire teams, absolutely neck and neck. Both mugs clanking on the poles, terrific hand-eye coordination from these riders. On the way home, it's the main Staffordshire team, all in black, handing over, and great takes by both of them. Watch the speed with which they put the mugs on the poles. They don't even pause. They're on the way back now. And great handovers from the two teams. It's Will, the senior member of the Staffordshire team, being chased. But I think he's looking across, he's going, you can't catch me. We're going to take those 5 points, grinning all over his face. Staffordshire took the 5 there. And there's the Lancashire hat band going out in front of the grandstand. Whoop, there's a pole there somewhere, look. Just pop the mug on top of it. And here she comes. Collects the mug from the top. And Mick and Morgan had unfortunately dropped the mug, so they're going out. Come on, let's have a nice exhibition from Mick and Morgan. Nice placement, just making sure. Oh, there's a pole there, something, that's it. Mug on top of the poles. They make it look so easy. Usually I just, but really, I can tell you it isn't easy at all. And they're controlling the ponies all the time when they're riding the ponies. All the time they have one hand on the reins.
Bulldog FMX out here for what will be our first performance of 2 here at the absolutely awesome Staffordshire County Show. So we make our first lap around the arena. Now this lap is designed for 3 reasons, the main of which is to say hello to you wonderful people out there. So do feel free to give us a wave as we come round. How you doing, guys? Very, very good to see you. Hope you're having a lovely day thus far. Now the second reason is to get some warmth into these Lynx Honda CRF 450s, get them up to performing temperature, ready for the tricks, ready for the stunts that we have in store. Last but not least, we're just checking the arena is indeed fit for purpose, i.e. there are no obstacles, there's nothing in our way preventing us from performing at our very best. How you doing on the far side here? Very good to see you guys. As I said, I do indeed hope that you are having a lovely day thus far. Pretty good conditions, to be fair, for a county show. We don't want it too warm, do we? So this isn't too bad. As I ask you all just to briefly cast your eyes into the centre of the arena there, where you can inevitably see the Bulldog FMX landing system. Now this landing system is indeed the best, the most sophisticated and the most expensive mobile freestyle landing system in the world. So we really are very, very privileged to be here today, riding in front of you amazing people. Now the gap has been set at 21 metres. That's 21 metres from the point of takeoff all the way to the end of the top curve there that makes up that Bulldog FMX landing system. With a smidgen of luck, hopefully it will project us around about 35 to 40 feet up in the air. Well, up in the air, we attempt to do an array of tricks. These tricks, they happen to be called the sport of freestyle motocross. As we go into our final pre-flight checks, ensuring the choke is turned off, the fuel is already turned on these new machines, as they are indeed fuel injection, as they ask the little ones out there and the animals of the world just to cover your ears for a second as we clear the bikes out to make sure they're running well. Sounds pretty good. So without further ado, without the aid of a speedo, with no stops on the throttle, the plan is to get from point A, being that little ramp there, land somewhere near point B, being the Bulldog FMX landing system. The first one of the show really is always the worst one for us. As they say, there are no speedos on these machines, there's no stops on the throttle. It's all about man and machine. So fingers crossed, we're feeling good out here this very fine afternoon here at Staffordshire County Show. So we can take a see what the wind is doing, looks pretty good. Onto the expanded mesh we go. Blip up. Just using that 27-degree landing system to bring me in nice and smoothly. Now there are indeed 3 of us out here this afternoon for your viewing pleasure as we use these first warm-up jumps just to re-acclimatise, re-familiarise ourselves with the ramp, with the equipment, then we can move forward into a little bit of the sport that is freestyle motocross. I'm sure you guys can appreciate there's a little bit of a shot of adrenaline that we get when we propel ourselves this sort of height in the air. So we use these warm-up jumps just to get our eye back in, taper off that shot of adrenaline, calm ourselves down, and then we can move forward with freestyle motocross. So one more should indeed do it for me. You want to be landing just somewhere near the top of the landing system. So that was about right. We'll just get the other 2 gentlemen up and over. Oh, look at Josh, looking pretty good. Styling his way over there, getting the bike a little bit sideways, slowing it down as it flies through the air. Aaron, also looking good. As it is now with pleasure that I get to introduce you to the riders, letting you know who you may be cheering, that's right, and who you may be making a smidgen of noise for. Thank you all so very, very much. So, all the way from the dizzy heights of Dereham in Norfolk, let's try it again and get behind him and make some noise for the one and only Mr. Aaron Powley. Right, right, so Aaron Powley, as they say, residing out of Deerham in Norfolk. Took us about 2.5 hours to get up here from Highclere. Show Aaron is indeed a new father as he throws himself out the back end of the motorcycle into what we call the heart attack position. As I said, Aaron is indeed a new dad, and everyone keeps asking him, Aaron, now you're a father, are you going to start taming things down? And he said, you know what, I want to make my son proud, so he tries even harder now. So let's see what he's got as he makes his way in for his second of two. The 31-year-old, what's he got? Oh, the cliffhanger. Leaving it on a knife edge there, the cliffhanger, hooking the legs underneath the bars. As he joins me back here on the floor, please give it up and make some noise for Aaron Powley. First rider out here this afternoon as we go from one of the most established riders in the country over to the UK's youngest, and he is indeed the baby of our team, so please make some noise and give it up for the one and only Mr. Josh Morris. Now let's see what young Joshua has got. As I said, he is indeed the baby of the team, using that youthfulness to good effect, the elasticity in his body and enabling him to get into that rather tweaked position that is the switchblade. Now Josh Morris, as I said, he's relatively new to the sport of freestyle motocross, only getting involved with this sport 3 years ago. This is now his third professional season with us at Bulldog FMX. Coming from a motocross background, what's he got this time round? Oh, the Superman holding it for an eternity. I'm going to make some noise for him. Feel free to make some noise for Josh Morris. Well, good job, Mr. Morris. Now, we here at Bulldog, we like to share the load, so I'm now going to hand the mic over to the very capable Mr. Aaron Powley. Aaron, it's over to you.
Thank you, Daniel. Well, guys, you've been introduced to myself, you've been introduced to the young gun of our team, Mr. Josh Morris. I'm going to do my best to introduce you to the old guy of our team. His name is Daniel Whitby. He is currently 39 years of age, one of the oldest freestyle riders left in this country. But do not let that fool you, because he does have some of the biggest, most technical tricks, as he is showing you guys right there. That one is called the Rock Solid. Now, that is not a trick you should be doing on your first jump of the day, especially in these windy conditions we have out here, but his experience is showing through. I think he's been a professional freestyle rider now for almost 20 years, so as you can imagine, he does have just about every trick there is in the book. Now, he's also a professional film and TV stuntman, working on films like Batman, Captain America, and his latest one was The Heart of Stone. He also does have a radio mic inside of his helmet. It is actually him talking you through a majority of our show. So ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Daniel Whitby!
Well, thank you all so very, very much, and thank you, Aaron. So you have indeed been introduced to the riders. It's now my responsibility, with the thank of the very, very awesome BSP sound, to introduce you guys to the sport of freestyle motocross, because I have indeed got the little radio mic on the back of the helmet here. So it is myself, Dan, doing all the talking to you guys. Now, it is also going to entail me doing a smidgen of the old multitasking as I attempt to try and talk to you guys while indeed I'm flying through the air. Now, the lovely ladies out there, you can be the judge of how well I succeed at this, and gentlemen, if I do succeed to any degree, I am very, very sorry, but this is our introduction to freestyle motocross. Now, we would always hit this gap in second gear, so my first job is to make sure my machine is firmly selected into second, of which it is now. Quick check to see what the wind is doing, looks pretty good, and then we'll start things off with the simpler tricks, and we will work our way through our trick tires. I wind the throttle on, move the legs over to the left-hand side of the motorcycle. That one's called a very simple double can, one of the earlier tricks that we indeed learned. Josh with a heel clicker, bringing the legs around the handlebars, clicking the heels in the air. That's the heel clicker. Aaron, double can, heel clicker, 2 tricks for the price of 1 there from Aaron, combining both what you saw from Joshua and myself. As I attempt to take the tricks a little bit further this time round, again that little speed check, we wind the throttle on, we jump off the machine, open the legs up, grabbing hold of that little grab hold into what we call a seat grab, Indian air. Again, one of our more simpler tricks. Big super can there from Joshua, really using the youthfulness within his body to get himself into that rather interesting position as Aaron goes for the Cordova, hooking the toes underneath the handlebars and the knees and torso go up through the motorcycle, through the handlebars into the Cordova position. Now look out for this one. This is a one-handed grab. The right hand goes back, grabs a hold of the heel, the left hand keeps a firm grip, a hold of that grab hold, the little hole beneath my seat. Josh with a switch, trying to get his legs as high as he can, levering off his clutch perch to get himself back. Aaron, big look back, heart attack, Indian air, a mouthful of a manoeuvre there from Aaron, as I attempt to go for a double grab this time round. Now this happens quite fast. See if you guys can see that as I make my way in. Waiting for the flags to come in line. So I throw the bike away completely, momentarily suspending myself above the bike. That's called a double grab, as both hands go back to that grab hold. Here comes Josh, huge Superman, nice and high there above the machine. What's Aaron got? Bit of a switch. As I asked the question, guys, what is the one trick that we haven't seen so far? What haven't we seen, guys? Does anyone know? I'm going to lean on the youngsters out there. What trick haven't we seen, guys? Is there anything? No one knows. Okay. Ah, that lady there, she's got the right there. She's doing this manoeuvre to me. So what? Anyone know what this means? So this is a backflip. How are you guys feeling? Would you like to see a backflip? That lady there said, no, I don't want to see a backflip. Would you like me to have a go at a backflip? Why not? I say have a go, don't I? Like I can't do them. We'll see how well this goes. Hopefully it's well within my repertoire. As you can appreciate, I do go a little bit quieter when I perform the backflip. A little bit more concentration required. Here we go then. Big deep breath. Always require a big deep breath on the backflip. Little pull just off the lip there. Gets the bike to do the full 360-degree backward rotation. It is indeed the holy grail of FMX that is the backflip, the one trick that we all want to be able to do. Josh there with a super cam. Here comes Aaron, what's he got? Nice cliffhanger, we saw that one earlier on from Aaron, getting himself slightly more extended that time round. As I go for an opposite Indy to finish up the introduction to FMX from me. But we have two more riders. Bringing up the rear here. Here comes Joshua. What's he got for us? A cliffhanger. Oh, it looks like it's a cliffhanger competition. Last but not least, let's see what Aaron's got as he's under power. Snaps the throttle, leans back. Very, very smooth backflip. As I ask the question, Staffordshire, are you having a bit of fun with us out here this afternoon? Well, we certainly are having fun performing out here today. Absolutely perfect conditions for us as we now attempt to give you guys a little bit more. You know what, the best way I feel to potentially do so is with a little bit of the old healthy competition. So I, for one, I'm feeling a bit of a comp out here today, but Staffordshire, would you like to see a freestyle motocross competition? Yeah, that's not bad, but I sense that we can do a little bit better than that as I throw the question around the whole arena. Let's try it again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, do you want to see a freestyle motocross competition? Make some noise! Yes, that's a little bit more like it. Well, we have 3 riders out here today. We're going to give each rider 2 opportunities, just the 2, to attempt to win you lovely guys over. Now, I say win you guys over, as this part of the show is all about you guys out there. And all you need to do is simply make the most amount of noise, whichever one of us you believe is indeed performing the best. As we come out swinging with no less than the best rider out here today, if not the best rider in the country. So please get behind him and make some noise for Aaron Powney. Right, let's see what Aaron has got. Indeed, the super flip levers are up. These little levers on the front of the motorcycle. That can mean but one thing. Let's see if he's going to get it done. Yes, he is. Nice. Backflip to start his 2-jump trick combination. If you're going to do a comp, you might as well throw a backflip in there somehow. But he has yet another opportunity, another chance to try and take the win out here today. Maybe he was just testing out the angle of his super flip levers. He did just adjust them before the start of the show because he said, you know what, I've got something big for the guys out here today. Let's see how he gets on as he makes his way in for his second of 2. Are we going to see it? No, he was looking for a Superman backflip, not getting it on this occasion, so it's just a back-to-back backflip. Please give it up and make some noise for Aaron Powney. Maybe in the next show, as we go over to the baby of the team, the youngest rider out here today. He's certainly going to want some help from you guys, so please give it up and make some noise for Josh Morris. Come on, Mr. Morris, sporting that lovely red gear there, combined with his aqua or teal coloured bike, whichever you prefer. Josh, oh, goes goes for a huge off-axis supercat. So much going on there as he throws his body over to the right-hand side of the bike, stretches it out as far as he can, and then somehow gets himself back to the machine just prior to touching down on terra firma. But he's got another chance, another opportunity to take the win out here. Competition number 1, day 1 here at the absolutely awesome Staffordshire County Show. Let's see what he's got as he makes his way in. The cliffhanger, no, oh my word, to no hand of land, and no one expected that one. Please give it up and make noise. I can't lie, like usually, I'm not gonna lie, usually everything is a little bit scripted here. We know a little bit what's going on. We didn't expect Josh to do that. Well done, Joshua. Now, the reins of the show, in all the excitement, get thrown bound back over to Aaron. So Aaron, it's over to you.
What are you going to do now, mate? I think we might almost just call it at that. Mr. Josh Morris there, sending a trick he has never done before. I've been trying to talk him into this one for a long while, and he's finally just manned himself up, had a can of man-up this morning for his breakfast, I think, and took them hands off before landing. Now I can tell you that is a very, very scary trick to do. So, let's see what the team manager has for the young gun. Oh my goodness, that one is probably one of the biggest one I've seen him do all week. That is called the Rock Solid. Grabbing hold of his seat, completely letting go for what feels like an eternity, and then just catching that bike with his fingertips. Now, you should not be doing that on a windy day like this, because as you can imagine, it only takes the bike to move a few inches and then you are missing that grab, which does not end very well. So, let's see what Mr. Whitby has for jump number 2 as he's on his way in. Oh, now that one is called the knack flip. Swinging that leg over the side of his motorcycle whilst upside down. Now that one is also very tricky because you have no control of your rear brake. So if that backflip's spinning too fast, there is nothing you can do about it. So ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Daniel Whitby.
Thank you so much, guys. Well, we need to work out a legitimate winner here. Competition number 1, day 1 here at the absolutely awesome Staffordshire County Show. Is it indeed going to be Aaron, Josh, or myself? Who knows? We throw out 2 lovely guys out there. Simply make the most amount of noise. Whichever one of us you believe has indeed performed the best. Starting things off with Aaron with that nice back-to-back backflip. Very, very smooth. If you feel Aaron should be a winner, we need to get noisy for him. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Not bad at all. Moving swiftly on to Josh Morris. Really